Yesterday we of course had the direct stream from Nintendo, and unsurprisingly, a big focus from Nintendo was on games. Now, there was a little bit of hardware stuff and some other stuff thrown in, but a big focus was on games, and more specifically on ARMS and Splatoon 2, as many would argue that those are the big releases for the Switch this year, now that of course Zelda is out and in the wild and being thoroughly enjoyed by many people. So let's begin with Splatoon 2, shall we? Now, the biggest piece of news regarding Splatoon 2 was actually the release date, a solid release date that is, of July 21st, which is a little earlier than we expected, but I don't think any of us are complaining about that. Now, they did also announce a new co-op mode, by the name of Salmon Run, which basically you fight waves of these new salmon enemies and you harvest their eggs, and you know, it's a wave-based mode from the sounds of it. However, when you have a teammate fall down, you of course can revive them by inking them on the battlefield, and there's going to be a bunch of new amiibo and stuff as well associated with the game, but you know, it's not particularly interesting, to be honest. Other than that, we just saw a few snippets of gameplay. There's going to be some links in the description to a couple of trailers. I will not be showing any of it in this video because Nintendo are not the best when it comes to YouTube, and they will undoubtedly claim this video. So let's move swiftly on to ARMS, shall we? And again, the biggest piece of news here was a release date of the 16th of June, so the summer is actually looking fairly decent so far for Nintendo Switch owners. Now, this is roughly when we thought ARMS would be coming out, but obviously it's nice to have a solid set release date. Obviously, barring any delays, we will be seeing this come out on the 16th of June. Now, one of the biggest features in the game, which is quite interesting, I must say, was one of the more interesting reveals of the Switch presentation in terms of software. However, the interesting thing is you can have two types of customizable arms per fighter, and these can range from standard gloved arms to curved weapons like boomerang, and each arm even has things like fire, ice, or electricity that will activate when delivering a charged up punch, which sounds like a really nice way of customizing your fighter and also maybe tweaking them a little bit to your particular playstyle. You know, perhaps you want to focus on status effects, you know, perhaps your damage isn't brilliant, but you're kind of wearing them down with status effects and that sort of thing. Obviously, I might be thinking too deeply into it, but it still sounds interesting nonetheless. Now, as you play through the game, there's going to be an in-game currency. Now, this in-game currency will be used to play a mode by the name of Arm Getter, which is basically a way to get new arms for your fighters, and this can be played in either 1v1 or 2v2. And there was also a new character revealed as well during this particular presentation. Now, it seems there was no mention of a way to buy this in-game currency, so it seems it's just a way to earn these things in-game, but I could be completely wrong there, but it seems to be the case, from what I can understand. Now, we did also learn some small little tidbits about games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, for example, as that when that comes out on the 28th of April, so not too long. It will have more characters, carts and tracks unlocked from the start than any other Mario Kart game previous to it, and there's going to be both traditional racing and some newly redesigned battle modes, which can also be played in LAN with up to 8 players. I say LAN, I mean local wireless really, or online or LAN mode with up to 12 players. So yeah, so local wireless with 8, online or LAN with 12. So there you have it. Pretty nice to see LAN being supported still. Nintendo is actually one of the few companies that still support LAN, so I definitely appreciate that from them, I must say. And the final thing I want to touch on software-wise is that Minecraft is going to be making its way to the Switch, and to be honest, this makes perfect sense. It is a pretty nice fit for the Switch as a system, and obviously it's a great game. You know, a lot of people are very tired of it now and have stopped playing it, including myself, but you know, it is still making bank, and it is a pretty nice get for Nintendo. It's going to be on the eShop on May the 11th and installed at a later time. Now, we will have a couple of other things, or should I say one last kind of important thing, that's actually regarding the dock. Now, obviously, they did previously say that Nintendo Switch dock would be available as a standalone item, but, you know, stock has not been brilliant when it comes to availability, and at the moment you can only buy the dock standalone for $60 on their official store, but you know, that's great apart from it being a bit expensive for what it is. But obviously it didn't come with any AC power or HDMI or anything like that. But then they are going to be sorting this out with a Nintendo Switch dock set, which has both of these cables and will be available in quote-unquote limited quantities from May the 19th in the US. Now, the price is not brilliant, to be honest. It's $90 according to expectations. That isn't the official price, I just want to say. Pricing is yet to be confirmed, but expectations are that it will be around $90, which is a bit much, to be honest. I mean, I charge extra because you are getting more, but you know, 65, 70 maybe, but 90? No, I mean, we'll wait and see. I'll hold the outrage until we get confirmation, but I wouldn't be surprised actually if it was this much, given that everything regarding the Switch has been quite expensive. And whether or not that's worth it is entirely down to each person, of course, but it's definitely a concern for a lot of people. Regardless, that is pretty much everything important, I think, from the Nintendo Direct. There wasn't any, like, world-ending news or anything. There was a couple of things that Monster Hunter Stories is coming to the West, and Yokai Watch is coming to North America, and you know, there's going to be a new Pikmin game coming out. You know, lots of cool stuff like that, but nothing really amazing. There is going to be a Switch exclusive definitive edition for Rayman Legends. Other than that, nothing really amazing, but it's still nice to get more details about both ARMS and Splatoon 2, as of course we didn't really learn all that much about either of them at the Nintendo Switch presentation back a few months ago. So that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, your support is highly appreciated, and I'll see you next time.